not a proponent of Telltale, I see. I don't blame you either. So many people point fingers at them for being overrated, overhyped, or just plain broken, and I can't say I disagree. We'll get to the perpetually botched releases of Telltale's titles, but first, let's look at something more broad. Why do people find these games fun? And it's a viable inquiry, because where fans find enjoyment, others find critique, because when you look critically at the core of Telltale titles, you truly only find 4 distinct elements that construct their gameplay. The first and obvious element is cinematic cutscenes. They have no interaction outside of purely watching. The second major element is dialogue, which is simply pushing a single button to choose what you want to say and how you want to come across in terms of personality for your protagonist. The third prominent and perhaps most controversial element is QuickTime events, where the player has a limited time to hit a specific prompt or experience negative consequences, and the final element that is variable from title to title is puzzle solving. If another developer came along and started putting out games with strictly this set of gameplay, in most cases they would be crucified for being foolishly underdeveloped and uninteresting. But we give Telltale a pass for this. But perhaps that is precisely the same major reason that many, and I myself, am a fan of the developer. It's a video game for sure, but one that relies on being more cinematic, doesn't demand too much, and most often I hear Telltale games being advertised as like watching a movie where you make the decisions, and that's the magic in its foundation. Nothing about Telltale puts up a skill wall. You don't have to waste time honing in on your abilities to be given the best result. Some may call it simple, but success most often comes in simplicity. It's no secret this formula drew up huge demand, but why would something like this, with such a little tangible gameplay, pique the interest of such a large audience so quickly? Well, in terms of video gaming trends, ever since the 7th generation of consoles with the Wii, Xbox 360, and PS3, the pop cultural acceptance of gaming has grown exponentially, drawing in the attention of more people that wouldn't normally define themselves as gamers. And with some of the most popular games around this time being huge, inaccessible titles like Skyrim, Persona 4, Mass Effect 3, Deus Ex Human Revolution, and Witcher 2, there was an organic need arising in the opposite direction, for more casual video games. That, alongside the already thriving cultural significance of the Walking Dead comic and television program, Telltale just happened to stumble onto the perfect scenario. Self-proclaimed non-gamers found a great style of play to fit their wants and needs, and enough gamers latched onto it early enough to find wider appeal, and that's the thing keeping Telltale relevant for so long. In all honesty, the only developer to come forth and try to push in on Telltale's territory since their rise is Dontnod with Life is Strange, a game built on the same dialogue decision infrastructure, but even they implement time manipulation and photography collectibles to increase the overall interactivity and give it its own flair. But not all Telltale games are exactly alike, if you look more closely. So I understand they aren't your thing, but maybe I can show you something you'll find interesting that you didn't know about Telltale gameplay. So do you want to continue down this road and hear more about unique gameplay, or would you rather I go back and talk more about player inclusion?